Hi, everyone. SBR Videos. This is the Pete's Parlay Show for NFL Week 9. I'm Peter Loshak. All right, Week 9, college football. I decided on 7 legs this week. I think I kind of like all of them. I'm going to do a 5, 6, and 7 team round robin. So that means that even if 5 win, it still loses a little bit. If 6 win, though, it'll be a big payday. Obviously, if all 7 legs win, it's a huge payout. That's what I'm hoping for. College football week 9. All right. Last week I lost the college one, but I hit the NFL one, so I'm clawing back. Still down a little bit overall all these parlays combined, but hopefully this week will be different. All right. College football week 9. A lot of interesting games here. Let's start with some of the sharp stuff that Brent told me. LSU +4, he said, was a sharp side over Mississippi. That's a tough one. The defense is there. The offense, I don't know. Mississippi, the defense, LSU at home at night. I don't know, man. Apparently, LSU +4 was a sharp side. And the Sharps once again came in on TCU after coming in big on TCU 2 weeks ago, then last week fading TCU and losing. Once again, they are on TCU at -20.5 and 21 against Texas Tech. I did preview that game with Tony George, though, who has a great read on college football games exactly like this and has given us TCU in previous weeks. And he recommended a play on Texas Tech +23. He thinks that Texas Tech has a kind of offense that will be able to score on TCU. So sharp, man. And that's not the only, this would not be the first time that has been on the opposite side of supposed sharp action, and Tony George is right. Supposed sharp action was wrong. So Sharps on TCU, Tony George on Texas Tech +23. Another one, Miami of Ohio, apparently was sharp, and that was one I was thinking about on the opening line. They came in at 4.5, and according to Brent, they also came in more on 6 and even 6.5, which is where it is now. And that was a borderline pick for me. It didn't actually make it into the parlay this week, but sharps are definitely decided on Miami, Ohio, and then also Hawaii. According to Brent, very, very sharp side at home against Nevada. He says he had 3 different sharp groups on Hawaii at +3.5 and +3, and I think it's still like +3 hanging around there. So take that for what it's worth. And then also supposedly Sharps came in on Oklahoma State, Pick'em and +1. That line went down. I don't know. I thought West Virginia at the opening line of +3 was worth a shot, and certainly taking a huge move. But Brent telling me the Sharps came in on Oklahoma State, Pick'em and +1. I might hedge that one out. All right, so let's get to the Pete's parlay for this week, college football week 9. Like I said, 7 legs. First one, I think I'm liking a lot. Akron, right? I saw it at -1 earlier in the week and bet it pretty heavily at -1. Now at BetDSI, it's up to -2.5, money line -145. So I'm going to do a -2, -120. Probably not the smartest mathematical move in the world, but that's what I'm going to do. Akron -2, -120. Last game, Ball State, I think got a little bit lucky to do what they did. Akron's supposed to be one of the best teams in the MAC, and they coming off of a loss, low line. I think that Akron's a good bet here. I thought they were a good bet at -1, and the market movement has, corroborated that. Right now, -2, -120 is available at BetDSI, so that's going to be the first leg of the parlay. Next one, I'm going to take kind of a late edition, Utah State, UNLV and Utah State under 51. Utah State, we know they're having all kinds of problems at quarterback. The last game went, significantly under, and, UNLV not the most fearsome team in the world. So I'm figuring that Utah State probably going to win this one with defense, control the pace of the game, and I'm liking the under 51 for the second leg. Then the next one, Georgia Tech Pitt. I'm also liking the under in that one. Right now it's 55 at BetDSI, and that line has gone down a bit. It was like 56.5, 56, 57 earlier in the week, and I bet it at 56, I think. Pitt games, we know, usually they go under. They're a pretty rugged team, predicated on defense and an offense that's not too inspiring. And Georgia Tech coming off of some high-scoring games. They have a key injury for their option offense here, and I think that Pitt should be able to control them somewhat, and especially being at home. And 55 is a decent total. I think their game last year went to like 31 or something. In general, 55s have been is a high total for Pitt games, and Georgia Tech, maybe this line's a little bit high because of Georgia Tech's recent games that have been in the stratosphere, but for this one, I think it's worth a shot that they'll come back down in scoring. I'm going to take a shot with the under 55, Georgia Tech Pitt. Then this is a tough one, Maryland and Wisconsin. This is a tricky one. We know that Maryland's been a sharp side for many weeks this year, according to Brent, and Brent told me that he got sharp action both ways on Maryland and Wisconsin in this one, and that, I think, tells me that Wisconsin might be the right side here. Wisconsin's coming off a bye, Maryland coming off of a not bye, kind of a high-scoring home win. Now they go on the road. Wisconsin's a tough place to play. We know about that. Right now, BetDSI, Wisconsin's minus 10.5, and I'm going to buy down to minus 10, minus 120. That's a big line to be betting against a team like Maryland, especially one that the Sharps have been betting week after week. But the fact that some sharp action did come in on Wisconsin here, split both ways. Wisconsin off the bye, tough place to play at home. I think everything looking at the line, the scheduling situation, I'm going to take Wisconsin here. This is a borderline pick, but at the last minute I decided to include it. Wisconsin, minus 10, minus 120. Then next pick is kind of one of these no-brainer overs that in retrospect is either going to look like easy money or look like a sucker play. Arizona, Washington State over. Right now it's 73. The line's up a bit. It was like 71, 71.5 earlier in the week. I'm going to take the over 73 here. We know Washington State does. They're pretty much all about the pass all the time. Arizona, big offense, can sometimes put up the points, though, figuring that Washington State won't be able to stop them. Just expecting a shootout. Now, I've gotten burned on I took the over in Bowling Green, Western Michigan, a couple weeks ago, and that was a huge loser. That game went way under. And, Oregon has had some games people expect to be in the stratosphere that went way under. This could be another one, but I'm tending to think not. Passing is all Washington State does. And so I'll take a shot here with the over 73 in Arizona, Washington State. And Arizona minus 2.5 was also a borderline pick that I decided to leave out. Troy West has a great read on Pac-12 games. He likes Arizona minus 2.5 here. I agree with him, but kind of borderline, so I'm deciding to leave it out. I am going to take the over in it, though. And then another borderline one that maybe I'll regret. Maybe I'm regretting it just looking at it now, but Rice minus 14, minus 115, right? Rice had 3 games in a row where they've looked great, and then they're off a bye. Sometimes that's a bad scheduling situation. In this case, though, I think that Rice is, looking like a bowl team that people thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. North Texas not coming off a bye and kind of looking like they can get blown out when they're up against an opponent that is motivated and capable. And I think we'll have that with Rice here. Hopefully the bye won't hurt Rice too much. It's a big line, minus 14, minus 115. Again, this is borderline, but I'm going to throw it in there. Then the last leg of the parlay. Going to be a kind of a tricky one, but I think I'm liking it. UTEP, currently that line is plus 13, minus 102 at BetDSI, and that's line I'm going to include. UTEP has looked very, very crappy on offense a lot of times this year, and they have a history of being absolutely horrific on the road. I know all that, but they've changed their offense up a little bit. They've got this new option thing going on, which worked last week. They put up 45, 2 weeks ago in their last game, they put up 45 against Old Dominion, right? UTSA is a team that, is much stronger on defense than they are on offense. So I'm not sure that offensively they're really necessarily built to get blowouts. And, I'm just hoping that UTEP's new offense will keep this game close and competitive. If that does happen, then 13 will be a gift. It'll be like, a 7-point game or something. If it doesn't happen, then, they probably get blown out by 30 in some kind of, 35-3 type game. But I'm going to take a bet. I'm going to throw UTEP in there, plus 13, minus 102. So that's the 7th leg. Akron, minus 2, minus 120. Utah State, under 51. Pitt, under 55. Wisconsin, minus 10, minus 120. Washington State, over 73. Rice, minus 14, minus 115. And UTEP, plus 13, minus 102. 7 teams, a 5, 6, and 7 team round robin. $3.45 base, that's $100.05 to win $3,000, 59 cents, and $59.16 if all 7 legs win. If 5 legs win, it still loses a little bit, just a little bit, but it still does lose. If 6 win, though, it'll be a big payday. I don't know, whatever. And that's the Pete's Parlay for college football week 9.